Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to yet my favorite videos of the month, the monthly reset. So for anyone who's new to the channel, we do these videos every single month, and it just gives us an opportunity to have some time to reflect on the month that has been, set intentions, set goals for the month that's coming ahead, and just helps us feel good and stay on track to achieving our goals and things like that. So the agenda for today is as follows. So first of all, today actually happens to be a Sunday, which is fantastic. So I need to do a deep clean of my house. So typically during the week I do like mini cleans, and then on the weekend is when I do like a bigger, deeper clean. So we're going to start off with doing like a deep clean of the house. After that, we're going to go through our goals for August to see how we tracked for the month of August. Heads up, we didn't do too well. Like August was not it. After we go through our goals, a recap of August, we're going to set our goals we're going to set our goals for September. Then we're going to go through a reading recap and cover the monthly favorites. So that's what this video is looking like today. We are now at our desk and we are ready to have a look at the month of August. We've got ourselves a drink, and can we just talk about the importance of just romanticizing your life? Like, I think I picked this up off of TikTok, and honestly I've been loving it. Just the idea of just like making yourself the main character, romanticizing your own life, feeling like you're in a book, and just creating that life. So when I'm doing my resets, I'll either have like a coffee or pour myself a drink, make myself a smoothie, and I treat it like a date. I'll get comfy, I'll get cozy, and I'll be like, okay, so let's sit down, let's have a look at things, and let's just enjoy life. Anyway, so that's what we're doing now. Let's have a look at the month of August. August was quite tough. You know, sometimes you just get in a slump where things are just like meh, and things are just like bland. I feel like that's where I've been lately. I think things are starting to pick up now, so hopefully next month will be a good month. For anyone who's new to these monthly resets, I have my standard goals, and these goals are exactly the same each and every single month, because if I tick these goals off each and every single month, they will allow me to hit my yearly resolution. So essentially they're a breakdown of my yearly resolutions. So let's have a look at the standard goals. So first goal was reduce my debt by X number of amount. Again, the figure that you're seeing here is not the exact figure, but I didn't hit that. I did contribute extra money to my car payment, but I haven't reduced it by the amount that I wanted to, but I'm not too bummed about that because I still contributed extra, and yeah, I did okay. Save or invest at least X amount. I did that, so I'm very, very happy about that, and I put that all into my emergency fund. Published at least 4 videos. I did not do that this month. I think literally the only video that went out this month was my monthly reset for the previous month, which is terrible. Yeah, YouTube wise I did really bad. Complete at least 18 workouts, did not do that. Read at least 4 books, I did that. Donate blood, I did that, which I'm really happy about. I actually did that earlier today, hence the band-aid on my arm. Have a sibling date. I did not do a sibling date with my siblings this month, but we'll do that next month. And mood wise, yeah, my mood just was not great, so we're gonna put a sad face emoji. Now let's go to the goals that are specific for the month of August that I'd set. Just as a heads up, like I said, this month has just been a really tough month, so I didn't even get to work on my goals or hit my goals that much. But anyway, in the personal finance section, we had one goal, which was to engage an accountant and complete taxes. So I've done part of it. I've engaged the accountant and I've got the info that I need to send them, but I'm still in the process of compiling all the documents that I need to send across and do that. So that's a work in progress. So I'm not going to tick it off because I haven't lodged my taxes, but at least I've started. So I'm going to carry that goal over into the next month and make sure that my taxes are done for next month. Career, learning, and side hustle. First point was find balance with work and don't let it consume your life. I think I can tick that off because I think I've tried to be a bit better about it. This is probably the best month so far since starting my new job. Choose to be positive and try to enjoy my job. I feel like I'll tick it off. I feel like I haven't done it to the best of my potential, but I feel like I've been less negative towards it than I have been since starting. So yes, definitely way more work to do, but I think I was better this month in terms of my mindset. Published at least 6 YouTube videos yet. That did not happen. I didn't even publish 2 videos. Like it's really bad. But yeah, I think just with work being the way that it was, and there's just been so many events that happened this month. One of my friends got married and I was in her bridal team, and like leading up to the wedding there were a lot of like rehearsals and stuff like that. Just adjusting to the new job, other things that could just come up. There's just been so many things going on in this last month, and I had been so out of routine, and I think that's one of the reasons why my headspace and my mental space hasn't been so great for me. I thrive with routine, and just because there were so many things going on, I lost track of routine. It was just a matter of like trying to stay above water. Health and wellness, book a therapy session. I can't tick that off. I have tried so hard. Like, I think I've called the medical center like at least 3-4 times. Anyway, it's a long story. I'm not gonna get too deep into it. I've been trying to get a hold of my therapist, haven't been able to get a hold of them yet, and I really don't want to try someone new just because I really liked her, and I feel like finding a good psychologist is so hard, and I can't be bothered starting over with someone new, so I'm just gonna keep trying this coming month. Consistently complete at least 4 workouts each week no matter what. Yeah, again, I feel like this is like the 3rd month in a row where I've consistently failed this goal. I've been doing about 3 workouts a week, so that's at least better than what I had been previously doing. And then the last one was spend a weekend at home, and yeah, I did that. I hadn't been to my family. I hadn't been sleeping at my I hadn't slept at my family home in quite some time, and yeah, I just wanted to go back home and reconnect a bit. Anyway, so that's how we went for the month of August. It wasn't like, on paper I actually ticked off more than I thought I had ticked off. Like, yeah, when I look back on it now, it's not as terrible as I thought. I'm actually really excited for the month of September. I feel like I've now slowly started to get control again. So with that being said, let's go into planning our goals for the month of September. Oh, I'm really liking the lighting here. I might just stay here for a little bit. Anyway, it is now time to get into September, and I thought this time let me just bring you guys through my thought process of how I actually like decide what goals and which areas to focus on. Typically I just kind of have like b-roll footage and then like tell you the goals that I've set for September, but I figured this month let me just bring you guys along the journey. So I'm on my Notion, which is essentially the platform that I use to like track my whole entire life. Like, all my yearly resolutions are there, a lot of my journal entries, and just like habit tracker, everything, finances, everything is tracked here. I've just put up a blank template for September, and this is essentially what it looks like. This is just like automated, looks the same every single month. So I've got obviously my standard goals, which are the goals that I'll be keeping the same each and every single month. And then I have my weekly goal tracker, which is like at the end of each week, I kind of just like track how I'm going. Here is where I set my specific goals for the month. So I've got 4 different categories, which are essentially the categories that cover my whole life. So let's have a look. So in terms of personal finance, I think I'm gonna carry over what I did not complete for previous month, which is to engage an accountant and complete my taxes. Next finance goal is I now want to start saving for my car rego. So essentially, I bought my car, I believe December of last year, and now I have a few months up until December. I get paid monthly, so essentially I only have like maybe about 2-3 paychecks to work with up until like my car rego is due. And all in all, I forecast it costing me maybe about between $3,000 and $4,000. So I'm gonna start saving up for it, just because, yeah, I get paid monthly, so I don't want all that money to come out of one paycheck. And 2, I pay like my insurances yearly. So I'll be paying for my car rego, I'll be paying for my comprehensive car insurance, and then I'll be also paying for my compulsory third-party insurance. Then the next one is going to be career learning and side hustle. Now, I don't know. Let me have a think. Let me have a little moment to think about what I want to focus on for this month. All right, I think I have it. So in terms of this area, lately I've been doing a lot of deep work and a deep thinking into where I see my career going long term. So at the moment I'm in talent acquisition and been in it for now just under 4 years, and I feel like I'm reaching the end of the shelf line for my career there. I think long-term wise, and what my studies were in human resource management, and I think long-term wise that's my career goal. Is I want to get into like a HR advisory role and like ultimately maybe be like a head of HR for like a great organization or something like that. So I feel like now I'm at a stage in my life where I need to start seriously working towards that. So I think one of the things that I really want to do this month is start networking or start having conversations with people who are in that space and see how they got there. Do they feel like further study is necessary? What it's actually like working in the field, things that they like, things that they don't like, or whatnot. So my goal for this month is to speak to at least one HR professional and just like get some time to pick their brain. And goal number 2 is, again, I really want to post at least 6 videos on YouTube. Now, in terms of health, wellness, and fitness, I think my sleep schedule has been a little bit all over the place and I want to get back into a good sleep schedule. So that's probably number 1. And then I am also going to copy and paste the goal that I have been literally moving each and every single month. I feel like I have failed this goal every single month, but I am determined that this month of September is going to be the month where I make it happen. And then last category, personal relationships and other. I feel like I don't have too much that I'm like really striving for in this area. I guess the closest thing that I can think of possibly is just maybe just being there for people who need me and being responsive. Like, oh my gosh, I am so bad. I am terrible at replying text messages and answering phone calls. It's a problem. It's a real problem. And again, I don't want to make the people who are important to me feel like they're not important to me. So yeah, that's probably the only thing that I want to keep working on. So yeah, that's what our goals for September are looking like. Figured while I'm sitting here, why not just do my content planning for the month? So I try to do this. I never stick to my content plan, and I feel like I really need to get better at it. And I feel like showing you guys in this monthly reset is going to make me accountable. And obviously one of my goals for the month is to post at least 6 videos, which means that I need to like plan in advance. Otherwise I won't get it done. Anyway, so I typically use Google Cal. I also work in collaboration with Notion, but I prefer Google Calendar just because it gives me like a good overview of things. So essentially I just put the days that I want the video to go live to tell me what video is going to be like, which video I'm going to be working on and which date needs to go live. So obviously today's Sunday. So this is essentially what we're aiming to hit for the coming month of September. And I give you guys full permission to crucify me if I do not stick to this schedule. Now let's go into the reading recap. So in the month of August, I hit my goal and I read 4 books, and I probably cheated because these are pretty much all listened to on Audible. So the first book that I finished this month was The War of Two Queens, and that's the 4th book in the From Blood and Ash series. I gave this book a 4-star. I really enjoyed it. I feel like the series has just been like a solid 4-star series. Like there are times where I've nearly given it 5 stars, but I find it very hard to give fantasy 5 stars just because sometimes they're just so heavy for me to process and everything, and it's just a bit heavy for me. But overall, really liked it. The next book that I finished this month was The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. I really love Christina Lauren. I felt like it was a really lovely, good, feel-good romance book, but I just feel like there wasn't that like much. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I really don't like it in romance novels when like the couple fights over petty things or like things that aren't a big deal. And I feel like that's what happened in this book. Like they had great chemistry. I love the whole enemies to lovers trope. Highly love it. I love a vacation book. Like it just feels good. Like it's not summer here in Australia, but it just felt like a good summer vacation read book. But yeah, I felt like the main thing that the people were fighting over was a bit annoying or just not as deep as I would have liked it to be, hence why I didn't give it 4 stars. It was a very close 4-star read though, and overall I still would recommend the book. I feel like it was really good. I've just become a tough critic lately when it comes to reading books. The next book that I read this month, and which is probably my absolute favorite for the month, which I was so surprised by, was The Trouble with Hating You by Sanjit Patel. And oh my goodness, this book was absolutely amazing. I gave it a 4.5 stars though, and I so badly wanted to give it 5 stars. I really wanted to give it 5 stars, but there was just little things that didn't make me give it a 5 star. Like when I give a book 5 star, know that it is literal perfection. Like a 4 star for me is like a really good book, and 5 star is just like phenomenal. I probably only have a handful of books that I've given 5 stars. Anyway, really loved this book. Again, it's kind of like an enemies to lovers trope. I really loved the cultural how she really embedded so much of Indian culture in this book. Like, I have not read a contemporary romance book that is so culturally diverse. It's really focused on the Indian culture and like issues within romance within Indian culture, but then there was just so much comedy to the book as well. I absolutely loved the characters. Like, oh my goodness, I just fell in love with the characters. I really loved their journey. I loved the conversations that they were having. I felt like I could relate a lot to them. It's obviously a fiction book and it's just like a feel-good book, but I really love it. I feel like we just need so much more cultural diversity in the contemporary romance space, and I felt like this book did so much justice to the Indian culture, did so much justice to the contemporary romance space, and highly recommend. And then the last book that I read this month, which was a non-fiction book, and the only non-fiction book I read this month, was Master Your Emotions, a practical guide to overcoming negativity and better manage your feelings. I gave this one a 3.5 star. I felt like overall it was a good book, and maybe if I'd read it on paper or on Kindle rather than listen to it on Audible, I maybe would have given it a 4 star. I think I've realized when it comes to non-fiction, like self-help books, they're probably better if I actually read on paper so that I can annotate and soak it up more, just because I feel like I read this book and I don't remember like anything that I learned from it, but I do recall it being a good book. It was overall like really good in terms of the variety and diversity of tips that it gives into like how to deal with emotions and exactly what your emotions are, and just the notion of just because you think something it doesn't mean that it's true, or just because you feel something it doesn't mean you need to soak in those feelings. You have the power to change your emotions and you have the power to change your energy and your vibe and things like that, and I really liked that messaging. The thing with like productivity self-help books, I really like it when they go deep into things, like when they propose something new or when they like really do like a deep dive into a certain thing that they're proposing. I felt like this one, it more focused on like like so many different tips, and it briefly covered those tips, which were all good tips, but I just really like depth in my books when I'm reading nonfiction. But overall, a great book, highly would recommend. If you're new to the like self-help space, I feel like it's a great starter. But if you're well read in the self-help space, I feel like you're going to find a lot of the things that were said in this book to be quite repetitive. Yeah, that's it for the month of August. Overall, good reading month. Now let's go into the final segment of this monthly reset video, which is going to be the monthly favorites. First monthly favorite for the month is just these slides from Kmart. These were actually gifted to me by my friend. She got married this month and she gifted all of us bridesmaids like a little care pack with like little like lotions and like self-care things and robes, and in that were also these like little slides, which I believe were from Kmart. Like, I've seen people raving about these, and like I have like little Ugg boots, so I was like, I don't need them because I've got Ugg boots, but oh my gosh, these things, I have not taken them off. Like, I wear them on my daily walks, I wear them to do my groceries, I wear them around the house. They're just so comfy, they're so fluffy, they're so easy to slip on. I'm pretty sure they're like not even that expensive, and I'm sure you can get them like from heaps of places, but it's just the idea of like a fluffy little slide thing. I really love it. I don't know why I didn't have these earlier, and I've been absolutely obsessed this month. And then onto a more expensive monthly favorite for the month is Magic Keyboard for my iPad. So as you know, I'm obsessed with planning, and one day I just had the sudden urge to focus more on like planning on my iPad and stuff. And I've been planning on buying this for like a really long time, but I just couldn't justify the cost, and I was really hoping Apple would upgrade the current keyboard because there's still a few pain points that I have on it. But as you saw before, I've got a video coming up on it where I'll talk about it in more detail. But overall, I have been really pleased with it. Essentially, it has made me use my iPad way more than I typically use it. Like, I love my iPad. I use it pretty much on a daily to take notes, to plan, and all those kinds of things. And now with this keyboard, I have just been using it so much more. I really love the craftsmanship. The typing experience on this is like unmatched. Like, I heard people talk about it, but it is unmatched. Like, I was not expecting it to be this great. Like, I was hoping it was great because I spent a whole lot of money on it, but when it came I was like, whoa, Apple did it again. Anyway, I'm going to be speaking about it in more detail in an upcoming video this month, so make sure you've subscribed and make sure you turn on your post notifications so you don't miss that video when it comes back. But overall, have absolutely been loving it, and I'm so glad I went with the white. Anyway guys, those are my monthly favorites for this month, and that pretty much brings us to the end of this monthly reset video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I am really excited for the month of September, and I hope that you guys too are too. I'm putting all the positive vibes, all good energy for the month of September for you guys. I really hope you smash your goals. I hope you have a great one. I hope that with any challenges that you come by, you're able to like just absolutely smash them and get through them. With all that being said and done, dream big, keep well, and hustle hard. I'll catch you again in the next one. Bye.